Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Dana Terry with Designs by Dana. I am Dana and I am a close to my heart maker. Today I am going to walk you through a one-page scrapbook layout using the Good Vibes paper packet. This paper packet is a special paper packet being offered through the National Scrapbooking Day special, which actually is next weekend. I believe it's May 6th and 7th. And there is still time to purchase this packet. Close to My Heart is also offering online classes for this packet and several others. So for more information on that, please see my website and I will attach a link to that below. Just going to adjust my camera just a little bit here. So this is the paper that is in the packet. You can see I've already cut it down and made a couple other layouts. Stay tuned at the end of this video and I will share those layouts with you as well. I really like this packet so much that I've bought an extra. This is a beautiful floral packet. It kind of reminds me of a 70s theme, probably where the Good Vibes name came from. And on the back of this paper, you see they have some really cool camera backgrounds, lots of current and older versions of cameras. This is a really nice textured shortbread pattern paper. And I love the waves on this one. Again, kind of the groovy 70s background. I have some extra zip strips here. This is kind of a sage paper with some hearts all over it. And then the background is the same as this one. So I have a couple sheets of this left over. This one, of course, is cut down a little bit. So this is what I have left to work with. We're going to put all of this aside and get that out of the way, and we will get started. Okay, so we're gonna bring in our Versamat. If you don't have a Versamat, this is the one thing that you will need if you're stranded on a desert island to take with you. I'm going to bring in my white base cardstock. I know that I do want the base of my cards or my page to be white. And I'm just going to adhere it down so it doesn't slide around on me as I create my page. Now I have my photos that I wanted to use for this layout, and they are definitely 70s photos. I have 4 and I've cropped them down to 3x4 photos. So I know that I want to have them laid out somewhat like this. So I went ahead and cut down just a couple pieces of paper to get started. I love the cameras and I thought that they are really cute to go with my theme. And then of course this floral paper works great with the theme here. So I'm still looking at something along these lines here. I do like to map my photos, so I was trying to figure out how I want to mat them. And what I'm thinking I might do is mat them on tags. So I pulled in my Build a Tag die cuts. This is Buildable Tags Z4106. And I think what I'm going to do is pull this tag here out and cut some tags that will actually fit my photos. So I'm going to have to make them a little bit larger and use photo tags as my mats. So we're going to cut those out and see how that looks. Okay, so I'm back, and what I found is that cutting with this particular die cut was not very effective. So when you use this piece, it cuts out the whole circle. And so I had to get a little creative and I had to cut that out. And then I just got creative and used my washi tape to stick that back together. So I had to think about that for a second. And then what I can do is just come right back in with my glue, and I'm going to come over here to the side a little bit and just glue that right on top of this one. and nobody's ever going to know that that was anything different. But I really wanted this type of hole in my tag, and I really wanted that brown on top of the blue to give it that pop. So I just had to think a little bit creatively and make that work, but nobody's gonna see the back of that tag, and it worked out just fine for me. So what I'm gonna do now is bring in my espresso ink and a sponge. I like to ink my edges by using a sponge, kind of the old-fashioned way, because I like the soft texture that it gives when I do it that way, and it kind of comes into the side of the paper a little bit better, especially if you're looking for that vignette look around the corners. So I went ahead and inked all of my other pieces off camera, but I wanted to show you how I like to do my inking, because not everybody uses the sponges anymore. A lot of people use the Tim Holtz or the Ranger blending tool instead, which is a little bit quicker, but I just really like the softness that the sponge gives the inking. So let me bring in all of my pieces again. So this piece I cut to a 5 by 12. I did go ahead and bring in a zip strip to kind of close off that border there. This piece here is a 7.5 by 7. I'm gonna have to play with that because I can't remember which way it needs to go. And then I loved this paper, so I really felt like I needed to bring some of that in. And then I just cut a little journaling element on the Cricut to tuck under here to do just a little bit of journaling. So now I can bring in the rest of my tags. And I was trying to put these in what I thought might be chronological order, but I'm not positive. The ones I did know, this picture was taken in 1979 and this one was 1981. And that's all I could tell from the history that I had available to me. And I'll tell you a little bit more about these pictures here in just a little bit as I put everything together. So we'll get that picture on there. And I'm gonna play around with this because I wanna make sure that I do have this piece going in the right orientation, and it looks like I do, so I'm pretty happy with that. But what I want to do now is fill in some of this white space. So my title is gonna go down here, and I already picked out some of the wooden alphabet letters, and it's going to say sisters because these are my two sisters. I'm the middle sister of 3. As you can see, there's 3 of us, and our names are Tina, Dana, and Lisa. So imagine that growing up with our parents. Oh, there's my tea in my hand. So yeah, when our parents would get frustrated, it was always, you know, Tina, Dana, Lisa, you know, whoever you are, just come here. So it was always funny. And my mom's name is Linda, so we all have that kind of sound at the end of our names, which there's my guest presenter coming in here. So it always made it a little bit fun especially when people get mad and they're kind of talking fast. So I want to fill in some of this white space, and I brought over my Glacier ink pad, and I think I want to add lots of texture. So the first thing I'm going to do is just add some Glacier kind of inking. And I'm just going to start underneath my paper here. And I'm sorry if the camera is shaking because it's hooked to my shaky table here. I'll try not to shake too much. My workspace is still a little bit of a work in progress. So there's just a little bit of pop of color there. And I like, you know, my color and everything to be in groups of 3 for the purposes of your eye following the page. So I'm gonna do, I think, another one maybe over in here. I'm not doing a whole lot. It's not too dark, so you may or may not even be able to see it on camera. And then what I think I'm gonna do is just do something under this title so it has something to kind of ground it. So I'm gonna just kind of slide these out of the way now that I know where exactly they're gonna go, and give that a good space there to ink. So the story with these pictures is obviously my 2 sisters, and I am the middle child. So if you are a middle child, give me a comment, because then you can relate with the stress and what it's like to be a middle child. And I know it's unique for every order of childbirth, but if you've ever looked at birth order or anything like that, you know that middle children are usually very loyal and oftentimes kind of the glue, especially when there's only 3, that kind of keeps everything together. And that is typically me, very typical of me anyway. I'm gonna tap this off a little bit on some scrap. And so that's definitely true of our situation. Now, these pictures, we don't have a lot of pictures of the 3 of us growing up, because we were very unfortunate financially, so we don't have very many pictures, and I would love to go back and recreate some of these. And unfortunately, my youngest sister here passed away about 11 years ago, kind of unexpectedly. So we aren't able to recreate that and have some of those additional 3 sister moments. So these pictures are very special in that respect, because there's not very many of us 3 together. So this picture also is Lisa's first communion picture, so it's a little bit special for her too, because she's no longer with us. But I think that's enough color here to kind of ground down that title for me as we go along. And then I also wanted to add just another little bit layer of texture by adding some of the espresso shimmer brush. So I'm gonna bring in my all-purpose mat, and this is just one that I've cut up so I can use it for small projects like this. And if I need to just make sure it's nice and inked up, I like to use my bone folder for making little splatters. And I'm gonna kind of do them in the same, this one's actually pretty juicy, same spots as my glacier ink, so it kind of overlaps and your eye will still stay with that same flow. I'm trying to get it right on that, and it's just not wanting to work for me. There we go. So I think that looks like plenty. I lost my lid there. So we're gonna get this put together and come back and see what it looks like, and we'll decide what we want to do for some embellishing. Okay, off camera, I went ahead and got everything glued down. I went ahead and glued down my title. I added my journaling and stuck that under. Also noticed that I added my ribbon to my tags, and I wanted to do a little bit of variety. So I kind of mixed it up a little bit. So hopefully you can see that on camera, but we'll take a closer view when we're finished. So now it's time to do a little bit more embellishing. So this is the sticker sheet for this paper packet, and you can see I've used some of them already, but I also pulled out some, and I like to use wax paper for auditioning stickers that I think I might use when working on a project. So these are some that I thought I for sure wanted to use with this project. So this allows me to kind of move them around and see where I might want to put them. So I'm thinking I definitely want a flower cluster here. And since I want to do my embellishments in a triangle for my visual triangle, I'm thinking I want something here, maybe something up here, and something down here by my title. So that's kind of what I'm working with my vision for this. So I think I want to do a little floral cluster here, maybe a floral cluster or something up here. And I think this Make Today Count is very appropriate given the fact that younger sister is no longer with us today. So these are where I'm gonna start, and then we'll come back and look and see if there's any other stickers that I want to add in. And then I also have some wooden flowers to add in. So I'm going to grab some foam tape and we'll get started on putting those embellishments down. What I have here is our 3D foam tape, and I've got the thin and the thick, and then I also have the narrow and the wide. When I'm putting my embellishments on layouts, I like to do all kinds of different dimensions. So I will use the thin and the thick at the same time. Now, a lot of people will take the sticky off of their stickers by using an anti-static pouch. That's not something that bothers me. So I'll just go ahead and pull it over and use my microtip scissors. These are the non-sticks. So if you don't have these, they're absolutely fabulous. And I just put my foam tape right on the back of the sticker and then start my clustering. So having that sticker anti-sticky has never been a problem for me, and when the things go flat, I've not ever had a problem with it, but some people are a little bit more concerned with it than I am perhaps. So I'm thinking that I want this guy to come over here. So I'm going to, give that. I pop up almost all of my stickers. I know some people like to put them down flat. I like to have them popped up. A lot of people like to put their stickers flat and pop up their photos, but I tend to go in the reverse. So I like my embellishments to be very, very lumpy bumpy. And again, it's everybody has their own style and their own opinions and what they like. So my best advice is, you know, there's no right and wrong. You do you. So just do what makes you comfortable and what you like in your albums, and you can't go wrong with that, right? So let's see, where do I think I want the all. I kind of like the way the smile is in this picture, so I think I want the all smiles over here. I think I'm going to do that with the thinner tape. Let's see if I can tuck that in somewhere. So this just gives me some options for different levels of dimension. There we go. And documented. Kind of thinking I want that over here by my journaling. Let's see if I can tuck that under my flowers a little. I go skinny on that. So again, I just kind of like to play around with that on what's high and what's low. tuck that under a little bit. There we go. And let's bring in our sticker sheet. Let's see, there's these white flowers I was thinking about including, which I might, not sure yet. I think I'll wait. I want to pull in some of these wooden flowers to tie into my title. So let's do that, and then we might come back in and add some more stickers. So these are the wooden flowers, and off camera I also added a couple wooden flowers, and I put the shimmer trim on them to bring out some of that excuse me, some of that Sundance ink or color. So I'm just gonna audition some of these guys, and let's see, I think I want this one to go down here. I know that. And I want to kind of mix and match. And notice I have journaling here and here, so that gives me opportunity to embellish these tags a little bit more. So I can mix up the wood and the colored flowers. I can do another one down here. Or maybe I'll just do a small one right in here. Give me a little cluster there. I don't know if I like that small one. I like that a little better. Or yeah, I like that better. Just gonna play around with that, and I think that looks good. So we'll glue dot those down real quick. I get my smaller glue dots, and we will just be wrapping this one up. Notice as I'm using the glue dots, I'm not touching the glue dot with my skin. I'm just putting the flower onto the glue dot and then pulling it off. And that keeps the acid off of the glue dot and keeps it more acid free. What I did on my journaling here is I just kept it very simple because I don't know a lot about these various pictures. I just put all three of our names and our 3 dates of birth. Okay, I think I got all of those. So let's get these out of the way here. And I think I want to try to bring in these stickers and see if I can make them work. And maybe it's not the flowers I need. Maybe it's the little hearts that would be better. Just kind of auditioning them around here. I'm going to try that, and I'm going to try the flower. I think I can tuck the flower right up under there, and that would look really cute. So I'm going to do that. And we'll try this one here. Nice. And I'm still kind of stuck on these two, so I might try to, I don't know, sometimes I do like to overdo things, so I have to tell myself that enough is enough. But I think I do want to put one. No. Okay, enough is enough. All right, let's get all of this out of the way. Lift this up. And here is our final layout. So let me pull that up closer, and you can see how we've got the blue ink and the shimmer brush. We've got our embellishment clusters. I did the 2 different styles of ribbon around the tags. Our title is on here, grounded by the ink. Another cluster around our journaling. And there is our final layout. I hope you like that. If you do like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. I am really new to the world of YouTube, so I would really appreciate you supporting me. And please come back and check out my other videos. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Now, as promised, I mentioned at the end of the video, I would bring in a couple more pages that I also did with the Good Vibes paper packet. So this is another one I did. And as I mentioned in my original video, this paper to me just really lends itself to the 60s, 70s era. So this is another picture of myself back in the 70s. I was 14 in this picture, and I was so happy with how this turned out. I combined lots of mediums, so I have the stamping, again, the flowers with the shimmer brush on it, inking, I inked my edges, the stickers, so lots of different things going on here, but it turned out just fantastic. So that is layout page number 1. And then the next one I did is of my husband's. Now this is actually the 80s, but look at the wallpaper in this picture. So it also lended itself very well to this paper packet. This is the day he graduated high school. So I also pulled in the April stamp of the month and put a little celebrate on there for a diploma scroll. And I think that that really lent itself well to this paper packet as well, and was very pleased with how that turned out. So 3 pages with this paper packet so far that just really turned out quite well. Thank you so much.